Welcome to our Homebrew subclasses series, where we showcase the subclasses that we've made together on stream. If you want to jump in and help create these, or even have some of yours that you want us to review, join the Discord in the description below to begin. Now in this video, we're going to go over three sections: lore, design, and gameplay. So with that being said, let's go ahead and check out the Titan. Now the idea for Titan is to make a tank subclass for fighters. With that being said, it was very important to respect the identity of how other classes maintain their tank role. For example, barbarians have really high health and negate damage with their rage. Paladins have a lot of self-healing and auras that give them bonuses to saving throws. And druids can just health reset with wild shapes to make themselves pretty much unkillable for a bit. For fighters, the idea was to make it high armor class. So as far as the concept of the subclass, there it is. Now we are going to go ahead and get into the design and showcase how exactly they do that. Now, I used to split up my design and my gameplay into two different things, where I first talk about the abilities and then talk about the idea behind them and how to balance them, stuff like that. I'm just going to go ahead and merge them so you don't have to watch double the amount of content, if that makes sense. That being said, let's go ahead and get into it. Now, the first two set of features you're going to get is Stalwart Defense and Shield Bash. So, Stalwart Defense is pretty straightforward. You get a +2 bonus when equipping heavy armor, +1 with medium, an additional +1 with your shield on top of what it already gives you. The idea of this feature is to start making the fighter actually tanky, and once again, getting that high AC so they're hard to hit. Shield Bash is a way for them to get pretty aggressive with their shield, so as a bonus action or one of their attacks, they can just bash the target with their shield and do 1d8 plus their strength. Pretty straightforward as it is. Now, at level 7 is when things get a bit interesting for them, because now they can officially enter what's called defensive stance. You could do this a number of times equal to your strength modifier per long rest, and it takes you an action to do so. Now, I'm not going to read every little thing note by note to not bore you. You can kind of see it right there, but I could talk about the overall concept. You're getting big, which is increasing your AC, your strength, your con, but it's also reducing your speed and, as such, your ability to move around. The main feature about this, though, is that you can sacrifice some of your extra attacks to give bonuses to your allies' AC as long as they're within 5 feet. The idea is you're using your shield to essentially parry attacks for them and also help block them. Now, it is worth noting that they can only use one extra attack while in this stance, so a fighter can never just take this subclass to get the defensive bonus and just keep hack and slashing as they normally do. They can only attack twice, which is as such the drawback to their offensive power. At level 10, you get a parry ability, so once per short rest, you can use it as your reaction to parry any kind of melee attack within 5 feet, so you could use it on your allies as well. So when you decide to parry an attack, you get to just completely nullify it, and you can also decide to parry after damage is determined. This is mainly because that it's only once per short rest. At level 15 and at level 20, you do gain another, but it's a reaction, so you can only do once per turn. So you can be a little more strategic with it on which ones you are going to parry, and you also get a +1 additional AC bonus until the end of your next turn. Now, Immovable Object is your level 15 feature, and this is once again going to use your reaction, but it's to do those cinematic moments of you doing it to block a Dragon's Breath attack or a fireball or whatever it may be. So, as a reaction, you get to double your movement speed to move, and then raise your shield as cover. Once you raise your shield, however, you are unable to perform any actions or movement as you maintain the shield wall, but you do get these following effects. You get a +5 bonus to your armor class, you're resistant to all damage, and allies within 5 feet that are behind you are considered in full cover. 10 feet are 3/4, 15 is half, and anyone past 15 feet doesn't get any bonuses. But stance lasts until you move or take any other action. Once you use this feature, you have to take a long rest before you use it. And then at level 20, you get 2 times that you can use it. It does require a shield for them to use, so if their shield is not on or they're not using one, then they're unable to use this feature. Now we come to the last feature, which is Titanic Strike. So this pretty much lets you essentially kind of get a smite in a way, but the damage bonus is equal to your armor class score. So there's sometimes where they can hit like a truck, and it's so late in the game that it doesn't feel like it's that broken to put it early on, but kind of gives them a fun little bonus for having high AC to just dish out that big damage. So with that being said, that is it for the Titan subclass of fighter. In D&D, you can't really have a taunt ability, so this was kind of my best way to establish the class fantasy of being a tank and holding off attacks. Their immovable object feature is meant to give them a very cinematic situation where they can stand in front of any kind of attack and block it for their team. So I hope you guys enjoy the subclass, and you're free to edit it however you want for your own games. Obviously, it's the beautiful part of D&D is depending on your campaigns, you can alter it however you need to. With that being said, if you guys like this, once again, Discord in the description, jump in to join us on the streams and create so many of these. That'll be it for this video. Have a nice cup of coffee, and I'll see you on the next one.